Back for more on Week 3 of the End Zone, presented by TiVo, alongside Ian Eagle and Jason. I'm Jason Horowitz here in New York. Randy Cross, he's in Atlanta, and we're here on CBSSports.com and on your TiVo DVR via TiVoCast. It's Story 3 heading into Week 3 of the NFL season, and what is going on with the Saints and the Eagles. And guys, let's start with New Orleans. Why not? Let's start with New Orleans because they're the team that I think everybody predicted to be a little bit better than last year. And they are much worse to this point than last year. And it's the offense that's the concern. Well, the defense is the concern too, but you expected that. The offense is the major concern here as far as a team that was the leading offensive team last year in the NFL has been so bad this year.
It's one thing to be 0-2. It's another to be 0-2 the way the New Orleans Saints are. They've shown no signs of life on offense. Drew Brees, Reggie Bush, these were big names a year ago. Marcus Colston. And to see what the Saints have put up in their numbers is just not characteristic to what we assumed would be the kind of team that would be on the field in 2007. Reggie Bush in particular, Randy, I'm curious to get your thoughts on this because obviously everybody was excited about Bush in year 2, taking that next step in his development. He might be Eric Metcalf. I mean, there's a possibility that Reggie Bush is not an every down running back. I know it's still early in year 2 of his NFL career, but he's still trying to learn how to run in this league. Take 3 yards when they give it to you. You can't dance every time you touch the ball.
Yeah, you know, I think if you look at that football team, you have to really separate it from that first half on the opening Thursday night. You know, 10-10 at the half against Indy. At Indy, you were pretty excited if you're a New Orleans Saints fan. Since then, it's been an abomination. It's been 31 points unanswered against the Colts. It was 21-0 early on against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They've turned the ball over. They've lost that tough edge with the Deuce McAllister running game. I think if you talk to Sean Payton, he'd spend more time talking about that turnover factor, the toughness factor, the fact that the defense isn't getting the turnovers they did last year at times. And I think if you talk about Reggie, it's very simple, Ian, guys. I mean, he's never been a featured back. He's never been. He's not going to be an every down back. But one thing you have to ask out of him, remember last year it was all about he had to kind of slow down and be patient. Well, now he's just got to kind of be an adult, and he's got to run like a guy that's got a little toughness to him because all that skittering in the hole stuff ain't going to work. Or otherwise, you just give the ball more to Deuce McAllister.
Yeah, but even so, all right, because at the top of this, we talked about how it's the offense that really needs to step up and is the surprise. But the defense we knew coming in was going to be the problem for the Saints. And that has actually come to fruition because this defense gave up 24.3 yards per completion against Jeff Garcia and the Buccaneers. 10 completions, 243 yards. Are you kidding me? That can't happen.
Well, yeah. I mean, Freddie Krueger came after Jason David on that Thursday night show. He hasn't really recovered from that one yet. The defense looks bad, but I think what really has driven that team was the offense. And Drew Brees hasn't been Drew Brees, and they've been turning the ball over, and it's hard to watch. And it's a real contrast to this other group we're going to talk about in Philly. But I think the Saints right now are kind of a simple fix. They need to go a little bit Stone Age and be a little more basic.
And they're good enough to come back from this.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that we have to make clear. It's 0-2, but it's not 0-2 with the idea that this is a lost season. New Orleans, quality is there. I think they come back from this.
Philadelphia is a different story.
It's 0-2 in the NFC. And the NFC, you're going to be able to get over 0-2.
And let's remember, 10 teams are 0-2. Historically, about 13% go on to make the playoffs. So 13% of 0-2 teams go on to make the playoffs. So one of the 10 teams should make it, if not two. So the Saints definitely could be one. The Eagles could be another, but they need to fix it very quickly because they're 0-2, and they're 0-2 looking worse offensively than the Saints are looking.
Well, and that's part of the problem also is that, this Philadelphia team came into 2007 with the hope that Donovan McNabb could get back to that high level of play to lead this team post-injury. But the reality is they were at their best in 2006 when Jeff Garcia was running this offense. So their deepest fears have been answered in the first 2 weeks, that McNabb, whether he is 100% or not, and I don't think he's 100%. If you've watched the games, it's pretty clear he's not. But he's not winning.
No.
It's not even a matter of the numbers right now. It's a matter of playing winning football. And in these first 2 games, Randy, Philadelphia has really had their problems exposed to the public in the NFL.
And the most glaring difference to me is really pretty simple. Jeff Garcia was successful last year during his course of those, 10 games or so?
Yep.
They ran the ball. That big physical offensive line, they pounded it a little bit more than they were used to doing it when Donovan's at quarterback. They need to get back to a little bit more of that. Get Westbrook the ball. Get the rookie Tony Hunt the ball some. Give Burkhalter a chance to run with it. But you got to get in behind Andrews, get in behind Jackson, and get some consistency to that offense. Because if you're going to rely on Donovan McNabb being 100%, like you said, Ian, he won't be 100% until sometime this offseason.
Real quickly, guys, last year, Dante Culpepper, they tried to get him to go in the beginning of the season, wasn't healthy enough. They turned to Joey Harrington. Is this possibly something we see the Eagles do because Donovan McNabb not healthy enough to go, that they turn to option whatever with Kevin Cobb or maybe a not healthy A.J. Feely?
I don't think they're there yet. No.
Randy, real quickly?
That is worst case scenario. That's nightmare time if you're Andy Reid in that organization.
All right, folks, that's it for this segment of the End Zone. If you're an Eagles fan or a Saints fan, we say don't panic yet. Stick around. Plenty more to come here on CBSSports.com. We're always on demand on your TiVo DVR via TiVo Cast. Always on demand for both of us and Randy Cross. Randy, we will see you next week. Enjoy your trip this week. Take care, folks. We'll see you in a little bit.